And so it's begun. I expect to take calls through this, so let's get started so I can get as much of my stuff out before other people come and make it about them. Shoot. It's October. It's really setting in. All the those October vibes. You know the ones. It just distinctly feels crispy outside, even in LA. The feeling, I can only speak for myself, maybe you can relate, harkens back to childhood. It brings a sense of, childhood, that feeling you'd have. We'll call it nostalgia. When you're a kid and it's getting colder out and the wind's blowing more and there's leaves and you can smell it. I think it's a primal human thing. Do other people get that? I think they do. I can't be the only one. Here's the thing. People tend to make connections. It's what we do. We're human beings. We're pattern seekers, and we're connection makers. When we get that feeling, it's, in so many cases, connected with the movie Hocus Pocus or motherfucking, Addams Family Values, which is cool. I don't know. It's just ABC Family and all Goosebumps and all that 90s shit that keeps cropping up this time of year. You can't get away with it. Can't get around it. They get away with it though. I hate it. I hate it. Fuck Halloween. Fuck October. I know that's sacrilege to so many of you. And why? Think about it. Who cares? It's a fucking pagan holiday. Okay? It has no significance in your life. There's no reason why we should even be doing this anymore. You want to talk about Columbus Day being overrated, outdated, and inappropriate? Let's just turn that little magnifying glass on everything. Okay? I'm talking about high holidays too, okay? You can't get away with it if you're going to do it to everything. And, putting Halloween on a fucking pedestal, excuse me, but it's gross. Because guess what? It's for the kids. It's for the kids. I'm not dressing up. Haven't dressed up for years. You know what? You can say, oh, your child's died. You know what? I will leave him hanging on my apartment doorstep for the police and the FBI to collect before they break down my door and find all the other inner children. Yee. It's all, think about it. Disney is a company. First of all, it's a fucking corporation. Oh, it's a big corporation. But this big corporation, I will tell you, it knows that you feel nostalgic. Okay? They know that you love them too much. They know because they've got your receipts from all those times you go to Disneyland. They know because they make money off of you and you give it to them. They know because of the memes, the endless memes of Disney characters and the impression that it's made on people my age. I can't believe it because I got out of it. I got out of the 90s, I think, relatively scot-free. No imprint of fucking MK Ultra butterflies in my skull. Nope. Just the indelible memory of the little girl next door on Low Tree. I was 6, she was 7, playing in her parents' it was one of those enclosed patio things. She blew me that day. Since then, I've had a thing for older women. Oh, I'm a victim. Oh, how can I ever get over this? Maybe I didn't. Fuck you. Don't talk to me. Everybody loves their Disney and their Marvel, though. They've got a hold of you. They've got a total grasp of your balls and your vaginas, the lips and the they've got you in their maleficent claws that they will drag you through history, and you will be remembered as the cult of Disney in, 10 years? That's what's going to be. It's going to be another uprising, and you'll be silenced by the ATF when they burn your houses down. You're all going to be hanging out at Club Disney. They're going to set it on fire, and you'll be martyrs. Marvel's got you by the balls. Think about it. You watch these movies, you get taken for a ride. People crying at the end of Infinity War. Grown men weeping because the purple guy got the glove and it fit, so they didn't acquit. He won. The murderer of half the universe won. The big guy with the little facial cuts, looking like a neatly combed, raked Japanese garden of sand rocks on your face, like Edward Scissorhands. He wins, and everybody, it's a big Mongo spectacle. And it's for babies. And, I hate to be so critical. I hate it. But there's a big action scene, and then, Hulk flying around all over the place, destroying New York City. And then there's a total beat shift, right? Like a tone shift. It's quiet, and then he punches somebody. He punches Thor. Do you remember when you saw that? What did you do? I like that. They took you for a ride, buddy. You're an adult. I'm in the theater looking at these people, and yes, I did. I went and saw these in the theater. That's the goddamn kicker. Hear it. I am there too. But I can't. It's as if I don't have the control over myself to not see it. But my punishment is to sit and look around and watch the low common denominator that I'm a part of. I don't think I'm better. I'm there. I'm. Look, I don't mean to sound like a fucking high and mighty piece of cockaboy. It's like I'm being dragged through this decade and kicking and screaming. You know what? I'm a hypocrite. I was at a Marvel D&D session last night. I'll do anything. Give me a call, right, and invite me. I'll show up. I was asked to create a character. I just threw this guy together in the car. His name's Skinwalker. Native American. He's like a witch doctor shaman. You know how Thor, it takes Norse mythology to real world or whatever. It's like, yeah, just pretend that's real. Well, that's how this is with Native American shit. So, yeah, he's from Earth. He's born on Earth, but he goes between realms and lives on a property in northeastern Utah. He spends most of his time as like a dark vapor, and he draws his power from this land. And there was a ranch there. There is a ranch there. A family lived on it, but they got spooked out by him. So some eccentric billionaire set up camp there and turned it into a research facility, nudging him out for the first time in a couple hundred years. And he's taken the form of, I don't know, imagine Mickey Rourke, except 40 and in shape and Native American. That's Skinwalker. That's my guy. I invented a Marvel character. And I'll be playing as him weekly, using, for now, I guess, a generic Native American dialect. An update. I haven't called that 44-year-old. I don't think I'm gonna. I feel like a jerk, but I think she understands. Yeah, just got off on the weird foot. I don't mean to be weird about Marvel and stuff. I don't mean to be high and mighty like a jerk. I don't think I'm the smartest either. It's not like, oh, I can see how Disney is manipulating you, dummy, and here I am on the outside preaching from my little microphone. It's not like that. And this is, we're living in divided times, right? Black versus white, gay versus straight, men versus women. Something they never pit against each other, though. It occurred to me. Smart versus dumb. Why aren't the smart people ganging up against the dumb people? Maybe they are. We got red versus blue. I think there's smart people at the top of each. And they've got their legions. I don't want to be one of them. Maybe it is smart versus dumb. And we're just too dumb to see it. Maybe that's the battle. Huh? And when you look around, it is pretty fucking stupid out here. And I mean everywhere. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example. I go to the dog park and fucking strange random people will stop while I'm walking on the street, right? And get their face up in my dog's face. Like, you don't know my dog. You think he's like a good boy? I mean, he is, but how could you like have known that? You're just going to get up in his face? That's foolish. You don't get in a strange dog's face. No matter what happens, I don't feel bad. People having children, babies having babies. I guess if it's born, it's a person that was meant to be here. They're going to, grow up, presumably, and look around and say, wow, I really was supposed to be born, was I? I was. This is my life. I'm me, aren't I? I went and did that. Wait, someone did. Huh? Am I dumb? I'm dumb. Anyway, I'm going to go back to my house in Disney World. That's 25 years. People are dumb, I guess. They're all, pretty low IQ. Well, and how could you not have had the child? Right? Because you had to. You had to go in there and ejaculate. You had to burst. You had to bust. You had to blow. You had to, didn't you, dude? You just had to. Don't try to blame her. Or you could. I mean, she was begging you. Okay. Ladies, I know that's what you do. Be a little bit honest with yourself. Because usually, you'll say, no. Yes. And I just have to speak for personal experience. I'm sorry. My mother will never listen to this. Just admit it. It's both of your fault. Anyway, that's not the kind of thing your mother tells you. Mine did. I was warned. I don't know what the context was like when she said it. I know she did. It's probably when she first realized, oh, he's probably having sex with that flabby girl. Keeps coming over. She's all frantic, telling me, just don't ever, no matter what they say, they'll ask. You know what to do. You pull out. That's 100%. I remember my mother telling me this. That is 100% going to work. You can wear a condom, and that's 99.9%. But as long as you just pull out, that's what your father and I did. This was like, Mom. That was later she said that. Years later. I remember that. A couple glasses of wine. Intimate conversation on the patio at the beach. Never come in a girl? I got frippin' towed twice this week. Twice. I park at Rite Aid, right? I've been parking there for over a year. Nobody does anything. Nobody did anything. It was so good. I had it made. I forgot that people pay for street parking, and they do that all year round. Holy shit. It was a figment of my memory way back there. I'll be walking down the street and say, why don't these people just park at Rite Aid? Damn. Just ignorant. Sure enough, they must have been losing business. Everybody was parking at Rite Aid. So they started towing, and they got me. They got me once, and you know what? Fool me once. Shame on you. It was a rude thing to do, to fool somebody. I went and collected my car. It was a private towing business, Melrose Tow. So, yeah, I got a little chummy with the receptionist and the tow truck driver. I was just like, hey, guys, I'm ignorant. I did it. I went and did it, didn't I? Yeah, you got me. You got me. I know it's your job. It's okay. I had tow truck Stockholm syndrome. I began to sympathize with my captors. You guys can do whatever you want. You're the masters. Happened again. Fooled me twice. Shame on me. I didn't learn the first time. Even though you were a jerk, I should have learned that, oh, this guy's got the capacity for jerkage. I need to do some personal growing and not let that happen to me again, because I will not be made a fool of. But I was. It happened again, right? I showed up, dragged my ass in. And I was still, haha, I know it's your job, but you don't have to wear that fucking fedora. Come on. Why are you wearing a fucking fedora, lady? What do you think this is, Pawn Stars? Except for tow people, you just love the life, don't you? Sitting here behind a desk, wearing your fucking fedora, just because you can fit your haircut in the fedora, lady. While you're sitting here, in the middle of Hollywood. Oh, you are just lit. This is you, isn't it? This is so you. It's your job. I get it. You're just doing what you have to do. Hell, you weren't even there. You weren't even out Rite Aid, lady, were you? You didn't pick up my car. It was that guy. That guy. This big old motherfucking palooka. You want a goatee? It's not going to make your face look any fucking better, Lurch. You 7-foot obese man. You are the classic tow truck driver, aren't you? I can't believe you fit in my car. You probably didn't. That's why the car door is broken. No, I deserve it because I technically was breaking the law. You know what, guys? I'm going to be cool. I'm in here. All right? I'm cool. I didn't say any of this stuff, right? I didn't say any of this to them. Okay. No, you got to make a living. No, I get it. No, here I am. It's all right. No, you got me. There. You're fucking smirking? What are you smirking for? Well, you recognize me? What, you don't have enough of a life? You can't forget my face the first time you see it? Or is it just me? You like me? Is that it? You big fucking moron. You big fucking animal. Fuck you. You piece of shit. Oh, gotta sit down. Go through my glove compartment. Nothing got stolen, right? Okay, all right. 2 times. 2 times this week. Yep. Nope. Just gotta pick myself up by my bootstraps and move on. Move on with my life. So I'm down on the ground. Low on my luck. But I've got to get up. And the way I decide to do it from my prone position, laying down on the ground, is to grab my bootstraps while I'm down and pick myself up by the bootstraps. Kind of counterintuitive. I don't necessarily need... Let's presume my legs are weak. Okay, so I'm using my arms. I'll set my little feet up, standing before I'm able to fully stand. Just put my feet flat on the ground while I'm on my butt here, and then pick myself up by my bootstraps. And then I'll wrap my fingers around my bootstraps and pull my legs one by one down the street after I've picked myself up by my bootstraps. And now I'm walking. I'm walking down the street with the assistance of my arms, guiding my feet by my bootstraps. Oh, I need to issue a It's an update. Well, no. I need to issue a clarification. Continuance. Conclusion about the lady from the Ralph's Bank that I was talking about in the last episode. I went on a tangent, totally forgot to wrap that story up. Must have seemed completely asinine. I'm talking about this lady. Oh my God. You must have wondered, why was she such a nutbag? Besides the fact that she was eating ice cream in line for the bank at Ralph's in public, right next to me, in front of me in line, filling out a deposit slip, fumbling her spoon and her pen. I do not believe she was all there. Point is, before she got to the deposit slip, we're standing there in line, and I am just befuddled. Like, cool? Like, this lady, she looks up to me and she's like, will you save my spot? I just reacted, yeah. She split. Then I realized, what the hell am I doing? What's going to happen? So someone shows up behind me, and then she comes back, and what if they were to say something? I will abandon you. I'm sorry. I didn't realize what I was getting into when I said I would save your spot. I would abandon you 100%. Should someone contest, you're coming back in the line ahead of me. Oh, wait. Hey, hold on a second. We're all waiting here. Why don't you just get in the back of the line? Oh, no, it's okay. He's holding my spot. My name's Paul, and this is between y'all. That's what I'd say. You know, that's the kind of thing we do in the lunch line at school. Save spots. When you ask me if I can save your spot, you're pretty much, you know what you're saying. You're saying, I'm going to leave, and I'm going to get back in line, and I want that to be okay with you. It's kind of a passive-aggressive thing, but it's a child thing, because you can't expect anybody to do what you want. And I don't know you, ice cream in the line lady. Okay, so yeah, last night I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons, Marvel Edition, and they've got the TV on, and Infinity War is playing, and I see Peter Dinklage as a dwarf but giant. Okay, all right, I'll go with it. Can we all please get this out? Can I get this out of my head, off my chest? Can we all please admit, just acknowledge, let's acknowledge, okay, that Peter Dinklage has the word dink in his name. As long as we all know that going forward, and we've said it, we can acknowledge it. Man, that's like a weight off my shoulders. Oh, man. As long as we're all on the same page. Now, I do need to issue an update on that family friend of ours. Mine. My family's. He's a family friend named Tony Caniglio. He passed away. Essentially, it's brain dead, and they pulled the plug. I can't believe it's a world without Tony now. Oh, Tony. This guy was a cliche, Italian, and I can't elaborate, but he was into some shit. This guy, big mustache, right, looking like big droopy dog over here, with his nose, his Roman nose that drooped and sagged. He looked like Sam Elliott had a rougher life than Sam Elliott appears to have had. This guy's from Burbank, though. But he still talked like an Italian. I don't know where he got it. Probably his mother. Tall guy. His height was diminished, though. Years of smoking and drinking, bad posture. You know, he had that kind of humpy back, looking like the letter C. Spent so long grouped over a bar table, bar top. It's not a very good remembrance I give him, but I will remember him fondly. There's one time at the sports bar, we had to send him home early. He was pretty drunk, and he, it was about 6. Just shit on the back of his beige shorts. Oh, man, Tony. Gotta get you home, Tone. He's like, hey. The prostitutes I would hear about from a cab driver. There's this cab driver who'd come pick him up all the time, and I got his number, and I'd end up getting picked up by him at times, so we'd have Tony in common. And, he'd tell me Tony stories as, I'd get picked up. This guy was weird. His name was Al. He was some kind of, Hungarian. Like, okay, Roy, come on in, go to my van. Hey, I saw Tony today. Some weird out there accent. Hey, where you been, Roy? I saw Tony today. Yeah, he had shit on the back of his pants. And he'd tell me the stories. Like, I dropped him off at a whore's house. The prostitute. Yes, I know she was a prostitute because I seen her at Motel 6. I gave her a ride before. She's a slut. She is a slut. He'd say stuff like that. I don't know. It doesn't sound nice to say, but it's none of this. None of this is terrible. I don't mean to speak ill of the dead. They still exist, right? Sluts. They're still sluts. But when do you become a slut? What makes you a slut? I mean, how many guys do you need to fuck in order to be considered a slut? And under what circumstances? Maybe that's the question. So, does it matter how many you end up sleeping with? Maybe the qualifier for sluthood is how you feel about these men that you're sleeping with. If you don't like any of them, then you're a slut. Or where you're having sex with them, it doesn't matter. It's none of my business. Or is it the amount of time you wait between having sex with these men? If you don't wait a long time, if you just go right for it, then, night after night after night, that's a slut, right? So it doesn't matter how many, but if you just keep doing it night after night, different men, that's a slut, right? Okay. Because there seems to be this impression that, there are man whores, right? There have been man whores. There's this impression that men just have sex with as many women as they want, and I guess that's been historically the case, huh? Well, I can only speak from my personal experience, There's a number, but not having sex with everybody I want, that's for sure. So I can see how there's a perceived double standard between sexual partners that men or women are allowed to have each, respectively. But it's not undue, is it? You don't want to be the one having all kinds of sex like that. Unless you want to, in which case, you know what? There's something missed there. You ever see sluts? I don't think it has to do with the amount of cigarettes they smoke or meth that they've ever done. I don't think that's what it is that takes a total toll on their body. You can see the bags under their eyes. Like, God, I've been fucking. You just get this vibe off of them like, ooh, she has been drained of energy. That's what it is. It's energy. There's an energy transference in sex. And when you have so much of it, I think you're just giving it and giving it and giving it until you have no energy, until your essence is just bland. And then you turn on that sex shit. Hey, what's going on? It's like, ooh, damn, I could tell. You're a slut. That's how you can tell. You can just tell, can't you? You haven't been surprised. Like, oh, I thought she was a sweet gal. I mean, naive people, maybe. Man whores? Or just guys who have sex with whores. You can tell them, too. You can see them because the herpes. And they're just this vibe. It's like, oh, you totally fuck whores. And you don't have to be, like, generally you're not like an attractive dude, but I see them, in bars and stuff. They talk about it as comedians. A lot of comedians are like, "Oh man, I'll fuck a whore." Like shitty comedians too, but like, well, I don't know, some good ones, of course. Look at Dave Attell. He's had some whores in his time, I suspect. But he smokes and drinks too. I'm trying to think of someone who's clean, relatively sober, who fucks whores, and you can tell. Because you would be able to tell. You would. Bags under their eyes. You can see it. I'm not crazy. Well, I was expecting some calls for this one. Didn't get them. Kept my phone here next to me. It's low on battery. Phone's always low on battery because I'm not allowed to charge it overnight. You know, when you would get a cell phone and they tell you, like, okay, plug it in. Don't use it. Just plug it in. And you're going to be good if you let it charge to 100%. You know, it'll become the phone that it was built to be. But now, when you get a phone, they tell you, don't charge it overnight. You're going to blow its asshole out. You're going to exhaust its little phone adrenal glands. It's not going to know what to do because it's a stupid phone with a fucked up battery. We did that. We made it. We give it to you. Here are the rules. Don't water it after midnight. Well, now I never have a charged phone. Thanks a lot. From the Bell Tower, I'm Roy Ellison.